Hi coders, welcome to my channel. Let's see about useEffect hook in React. So basically, it allows us to perform side effects in functional components. Some of the examples for side effects may be fetching data directly, updating DOM elements, or using of timers. So whenever we use these side effects, we need to use that inside the useEffect hook. So basically, useEffect hook takes in two arguments. One is a callback and a dependency array. Whereas callback is a mandatory parameter and dependency array is optional. So callback functions returns a cleanup function uh, in order to clean up the side effects which we already injected. And the syntax for useEffect is useEffect of a callback function, and the second argument is dependency array. So let us see about useRef hook. Basically, useRef is a reference. It is used to reference a DOM object directly in the React application. And also, once we get a reference of the DOM object, we can perform some actions on it. Like it can be an add event listener of click or something like that. And useRef returns an object with a single property called current. So initially the current is set to the default value which we pass in the useref hook. So you can reference a particular element by having a reference attribute on it. Basically, if you have a button or if you have a div, to reference that particular element, you need to use a ref attribute on it, and along with the value which you already declared using the useref hook. So on every re-render, the current property will be reset to the initial value which is assigned. So syntax for useRef is constref equal to useRef of null. So null here is the initial value, and ref is the value which we are going to use in the particular element ref attribute. Let's see a live code demo for both useEffect and also useRef hooks. So I have spinned up the React application using yarn start. Let us check out whether the application is live or not. Yeah, so it is live in the local host. So what can we do is, like, let us create a component called maybe effect, since we are going to see about use effect. But the naming should be more meaningful. It should not be something like this. So don't follow my namings. Please be mindful to have the naming of the component more meaningful. Yeah. So let us create a basic template for React. Yeah, it is in, and just map it here and also import it. So yeah, the effect component data is shown in the application. So now our goal is to check out the use effect and useref hooks, right? So as I said, let us create a use effect. First of all, use ref, basically const ref equal to use ref. You can import it from the React, and let us keep the default value as null, and also a use effect hook which takes in a callback function and a dependency array, right? And let us have a button here, a MUI button, say click me, okay? And just reference it with the ref we created, right? And also let us create a use state for the count comma set count equal to use state of 0. and then show it in the screen count. Okay, so something else of use state, we haven't imported a use state from React. Yeah, now if you see, when I click here, nothing is happening now. We can build a functionality around it. So here, let us take the element f dot current. Okay, so as I said, the ref object will ref will useRef will return an object with a single property current, with the which will have the value which you are setting in. And let us add a listener to it. Add listener of click, comma, on click. So on click is again a function which we can define here. Arrow function, which basically changes the count as one. Okay, so let us have this as a dependency, count as a dependency. Whenever the count is updated, the useEffect should run basically. Event dot add event listener is not a function. Sorry guys, it is not add listener, it is add event listener. Okay, so if you check out now, it is basically working without any issues. Let us click and see what is happening. So it's basically like a counter, it is incrementing the value, that's it. We can see in the UI, but what happens inside the useEffect is it has console log of 12 comma count. Let us see what is happening here. Let me click. So what is happening here? Let us refresh once and click it. So first click, it shows one console log, it's absolutely fine. And when I click it second time, okay, whenever I click the listener is getting multiplied, I think. See, so we are adding the side effect with add event listener of click. This particular add event listener will be added once the useEffect runs, but we are not removing the listener. So it basically appends whenever the click event is happening. So when we click 1,000 times, the 1,000 add event listeners are basically available in the DOM, which you can see here. When I click continuously, the application is going to crash because of multiple add event listeners on the same element. So in order to avoid that, we should return a cleanup function to remove the listener basically. Let us restart the application now. Okay, so here we can return a cleanup function which says element dot remove event listener. Listener of click. If here in the add event listener should be given here too, because we are basically removing that particular listener, right? Let us check out now. I'm clicking once, one console log is printed, twice, thrice. So now if you see, the listeners are cleaned up before the useEffect ends here. So we will not be facing any other issues. Similar cases or for fetching the data from the API, or if you use any set timers, set intervals, So in those cases, basically you need to remove the side effects at the end of the use effect function. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video till now. You will be able to use the use effect and useRef hooks in your projects too without any uh, doubt. Please do like and subscribe for videos. Thank you. Bye bye.